Well, first of all, on many issues, we Poles and the Brits have a very similar sensitivity. Obviously, Donald Tusk is not going to wave the Polish flag. He's not going to represent the Polish interest, but he's going to embody certain sensitivities. And for example, on questions such as free trade, more liberal approach towards internal market, agreement with the United States on creating a big trade area, questions of security, our approach towards Ukraine and towards Russia, questions of energy independence. I think there's quite a lot of things that we read from the same page. And on that, I think there will be absolutely no problem.
Now, on that long list of things that we're going to work together on, there was one issue that I didn't hear you mention, which was immigration. So we have to talk a little about that. What is the Polish view of what David Cameron had to say on Friday?
We were obviously alarmed at hearing that David Cameron will treat that issue and that he will try to curb immigration from European Union as such. But all in all, the most important thing is that David Cameron clearly said that he doesn't want to undermine free movement of workers. Then he also said that most of the immigrants from the European Union contribute to the health of the British economy. And then he said that he would like to control immigration. And obviously, the most important thing is that he doesn't undermine the principle as such. Secondly, that he said that he will not do things unilaterally, but he will try to work with his partners within the European Union to talk about changes. And for example, the Polish government is quite ready to talk about all the abuses of the existing system, about sham marriages, about, for example, extraditing criminals and so on and so forth. But to be absolutely truthful, this is not the real problem because it's marginal. When it comes to changing the rules in the European Union, when it comes to, for example, social support and so on and so forth, if it is there to undermine the existing laws, obviously we are going to react quite strongly and we are going to be against. But the most important thing is that David Cameron wants to talk about it. He doesn't want to change policies unilaterally, but he wants to talk to his partners about it.
So just to be absolutely clear, if the British said, we don't want to give in-work benefits to Poles who come to the UK, who maybe have relatively low-paying jobs, they get support, extra support from the state. If David Cameron says, I want to remove that, we may still be giving it actually to other immigrants from India or Pakistan, but I don't want it to go to EU immigrants. You would oppose that. But is that a red line issue? Is that one on which Britain and the EU are going to be so divided that they would fall out over it or maybe leave the EU over it?
The most important thing is that, and this is an absolute red line, that there is no discrimination on the grounds of nationality. I mean, if Britain were to change its policy, for example, change into a contributory system in which everyone first has to pay in to get some money from the system, we then could talk about changes if they were absolutely non-discriminatory. But if one would want to get away with all the benefits that are there enshrined in the regulation of the European Union and treat the immigrants from the European Union differently and, for example, only pay benefits after 4 years of their stay in Britain, or to try to extradite people who cannot find work, that would be against all the existing laws of the European Union. And obviously, that would be a red line for us. But again, the most important thing is that David Cameron said that he doesn't want to change these unilaterally, but he wants to talk about changes of European regulation with partners. So I think that there is a certain room for maneuver in which we can talk about abuses, but obviously scrapping benefits for all the immigrants from the European Union would be a no-go for us.
Sounds like there will be a lot to talk about. Rafał Trzaskowski, thank you very much indeed for talking to us. Thanks.
Thank you very much.